Hey, let's look at this practice problem from an SOA P exam. So a survey of groups viewing habits over the last year revealed the following information, and it's tabulated here. And we're given a bunch of data. And what we want to find is the percentage of the group that watched none of the three sports. And we're going to use all this information to extract that. And we're going to do it two ways. One way is with a Venn diagram, right? So we're going to make all this should add up to 100%. We'll say that's gymnastics, that's baseball, and that's soccer. Okay, and so when we read 28% watched gymnastics, that means this entire circle is 28%, not just this little piece right there. Okay, so the whole thing needs to add up to 28. Same with baseball and soccer. So what we're really going to do is go all the way down to the bottom so we can work our way out. And we see that 8% watched all three. So the piece of the Venn diagram that represents all three is this middle guy right here, and that's going to be 8. Okay, then we're going to go up back to all the intersections. So 10% watched gymnastics and soccer, and that means this whole little football has to be 10. And since we already know 8 of it, 2 is over here. Good. All right, 12% watched baseball and soccer, so this football is 12. We already know 8 of it, so this piece is 4. 14% gym and baseball, so this football now is 14%, which means this is 6. Now we go back even further. We know that this blue circle of gymnastics needs to be 28, and what we already have is 16. So that means 12 is over here. All right, 29 watch baseball. And we have, let's see what we already have. We have 18, so that means 11 is over here. And how much like soccer? 19 like soccer, and we have 14 here, so that means 5 is right there. So we can add up all the disjoint pieces, 12 plus 6 plus 8 plus 2 plus 11 plus 4 plus 5. And that's going to give us somewhere in one of those three circles, and we're going to subtract that from 100 to figure out what's in this outside of the three circles. So let's do this. So there's a 10 right there. There's another 10, so that's 20, plus this 32, plus this 43, plus 5 is 48, so 100 minus 48 is 52. So the answer is D. Now, we could have just straight up used the inclusion-exclusion principle, and that is if we're trying to find this whole union that we have, then it's going to be the sum of all the singles, so the probability of G plus the probability of B plus the probability of S, and then we subtract off all the intersections, so the probability of G and B minus the probability of B and S, minus the probability of G and S. And then lastly, add back on the probability of G and B and S. So then we don't have to worry about the diagram. We can just add up all the holes, 29 plus 19, and then subtract off the intersections. So that's minus 14, minus 12, minus 10, and then we add back in 8. And you will, again, if you solve this, calculate this to be 48. And so 100 minus 48 is the stuff that's out here, and that is 52.